Welcome to the Comfortable Frequency. My name's Kato, and we're going to do some sketching today. Here we go. Here's a little bit of a letter A, bit of a wonky thing floating off the end. It's nice to turn your mistakes, look at the mistakes and see if they actually are just some other thing that you haven't thought of doing yet. Sometimes they're just a mistake and they're rubbish and try again. But with the bottom of that A, I kind of stuffed it up, and then in the end it was like, you know what, I kind of like it. So having faith in your lines, in your designs, just letting yourself let it all out is the best way. You don't want to have too high expectations of your work before you've allowed it to even be anything. You know, it might not be exactly what you want, but it might turn out being something better. So you got to give yourself room for that. Some of these letters I came back and did again. I think the B is a second time around just because the first one was a little bit bogus. But this new pencil brush that I created in Procreate is quite nice. It's just a combination of existing things in Procreate that I've just kind of repurposed. So it's a nice fine grain, and then like a kind of bristly head to it. So it's not too highly textured, but it still gives that effect of a pencil. Quite like doing the negative color, as you probably have noticed from some of the other videos. If this is your first time on the channel, I do a lot of sketching videos like this, all around graffiti, lettering and stuff like that. So if that's something you're into, give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you can stay up to date with all this stuff I'm making. So here, doing a letter E, I've gone for quite an angular capital E, and this pencil really kind of encourages this sketchy, light, wispy lines. So it was definitely bringing it out of me in this sketch. I quite like doing the sketching without talking, just so that I can really, shut up and get to work. It allows you to get a little bit more in the zone and focus a bit more. I started doing a bit more of this kind of teardrop shape that you could see in the beginning there. It's just some shape that was happening, when you're quiet and you just let things happen and don't force too much. You'll find that, some surprising stuff can come out of there. Some of it, when judged too heavily, can just be like, nah, get rid of it. But, on second look, give a bit of time in between, different perspective, you might find something really good. So I started doing this little zigzag thing a few times. I don't know, I was kind of feeling like, it's almost like it's sewn on, you know what I mean? Like a little stitch up, something like that. The G here is going for a lot more wavy kind of nature to it. A bit like one of those curvy rulers that you might find that has that, it's got all these particular S and C curves and things. It's quite fun. If you haven't seen one before, it's a really good way to kind of visualize what your curves can look like. I wouldn't encourage you using a ruler for anything in graph unless you got to, cut something or whatever. See how you go. But yeah, this one's a little bit wobbly, a little bit like some globally wavy looking thing, and just put a few little power lines on the bottom to try and push it out a bit more. H, got an H in my tag, quite like an H, but because I do it so often, I might be a little bit lazier when I do it. So this one's real sketchy, it's got all sorts of stuff going on. What's your favourite letter? Hit it up in the comments, let me know. Do a special one for you next time. Or even just put your whole tag up, put your name up, whatever you want. I'll pop it up on the screen next time I do a video. If you're enjoying the format, hit the thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, keeping it real light and sketchy. I find that doing these sketchy lines, these thin little lines, they really help helped me visualize more of a three-dimensional object. And it helps when trying to create some new point to go from, some new piece of detail that you might not have seen before. So yeah, I really love doing this light, sketchy stuff. And it saves you rubbing out and being too particular about your work. It's nice to relax and let it out. You can always come back and tighten it up later if you want. So I'm doing a boxy eye, like something real sharp and angular. I've cut it in half just so that I can make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, an eye's already cut in half, but now we've got 3 pieces. And a little knick-knack to hold them together. Little arrow, some textbook graph stuff here. I don't know who invented it, but we all use it and love it. Like the video if you love that kind of stuff. A few arrows, a few doodads. It's all good. It's all gravy. And some little 3D lines there. Maybe I'll put on the top. Maybe not. I'll see how we go. And going for a bit of a Joker J. So it's a bit floppy. It's got a bit of a floppy head on. And breaking it up into some different pieces here so that I can get a few more interesting flowy lines. It's it reminds me of some looks like a chef's hat or something. It looks like a backwards E. You tell me what you think. It could be an E, could be an M, could be a W, could be anything except for a good J. I don't know. It's all right. What do you reckon? Tell me in the comments, mate. If any of these letters are just setting your screen on fire, let me know. Otherwise, just tell me how to do it better. But art being subjective, what do I know? What do you know? We're all just having a good time. So, what do we got here? H-I-J-A-A-K. This K was done at a bit too quick, Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I don't know. Tell me what you think. He's a bit weak on the bottom. See, look, I even just edited it. I was like, you don't even need to see the end of it. Get rid of it. Next letter. Here we have the famous backwards L or forwards L. It's a J. It's a backwards J and a forwards L. You know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully. And doing some that power lining. So the for those of you that don't know, power lining is just doing a fat line, So in this case, the areas that are thicker, they're power lined, and that type of technique, I mean, really is good for 3D drop shadow. It just helps push things into 3 dimensions. So you can see where I've applied power line to this. It pushes it out, and you can see that is the edge of the shape, and it's casting a slight shadow. That helps, especially when it's all wispy and sketchy and stuff like that. But if anybody's got any awesome ideas for a tag, some sick letters or anything like that, drop them in the comments down below, and I'll put it up next time. It'll be good to do some different things, but I'll keep just doing alphabet sketches and until I have some ideas and people are hitting me up for different stuff. It's a good way to get everything out there. If you don't see your letter up here, then you probably haven't watched the video long enough. Sometimes I do forget the letters though. That's always fun. Look like a bloody amateur. It was like last time I forgot 2 letters. So here we have an N. It's got a little bit of toothpaste in the middle there. Looks like toothpaste. May have just brushed my teeth beforehand. I don't know. Staying fresh though. Staying fresh. I've been doing this little sections with lines. It almost looks like a snake's belly or something. I don't know what's going on there. Just trying out some different stuff. See how we go. It's a bit easier to sit here and talk and explain certain things in comparison to how I was doing it before, but I'm happy to do it both ways, so I will do it both ways. Here we got an O. Could be a Q, could be an O. I think it is an O though, given that it's position in the alphabet. It's got a little bit in the middle, a little thing. Don't know how to explain that any better. Here's a bit of a P. a bit of a P. He's top heavy, wispy lines underneath, and yeah, it's looking a little angular, a little sharp. Kind of like it. Nice open space on the top of the letter, and then it becomes a little bit more jagged and detailed. And as you can see, Q really similar to the O. Just, gives you a little extra that you can add in. Here, just put like just a little bit. I think there's an arrow. I might have done that in a different video. Probably. Let me know if I have. Hit it up in the comments. Mate, you're repeating yourself again. I love it. And a little bit of a zigzag here. Just going to throw in some cheap 3D. I love a bit of cheap 3D. And this little line in the middle of the letter, like that little fracture line, it's nice for adding angles, you know what I mean? So instead of this just being this flat piece, it's kind of has a ridge to it where the light hits it, something like that. I've done it on the other bits there just to create those ridges, or just like some points of interest in a large space with nothing much going on. Sometimes a large space with nothing in it is great and it's perfect for balancing something out. But sometimes you just need to put a crack in it or put something in it, Just break it up. Here's that snake belly surface thing again. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. What do we got here? An S? Yes, super. This S is a bit of a different blueprint to what I'm normally used to doing, which is nice. It's always nice when you try something. It may fail. It may work. You never know till you give it a go. So this guy's got a nice big swoopy head on him. I quite like the different shape. I could obviously refine it a bit more and get a bit more out of it, but sometimes just getting that blueprint down, a different blueprint to what you might normally do, is exciting because it means that you're on the edge of discovering something new about that letter. Look at it afterwards, turn it upside down, turn it around, get a good look at it, and you might find some really awesome stuff hiding in there that you didn't know was there initially. Here we've got a letter T. It's got heaps of squiggly stuff in the bottom, but I like how that, by leaving that there, it shows the character of, your hand, your arm, whatever was going on at that time. So here my arm's very open and fluid. It's not resting on the table. The only thing that's really touching is my fingers and edge of my palm on the screen. But keep that nice and light so that you can so that it can flow across the screen without any major resistance causing stutters in your lines and stuff. And let me know what you think of the black background of white on black. I personally think it looks pretty cool. Let me know in the comments below if you're digging it or if there's any other color combos we should try out. I think it's good because it's not blasting in the eyes. A lot of new screens too will turn off all the pixels when it's black, which is nice. Save your battery, save your eyes. Hopefully it looks good. And that little zigzag stuff I was doing on the edge, that's just born of observation of other things. It's nice finding yourself pull something out and you're like, I don't even know where the hell that came from. What is it? Later on, looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, I guess it's like that thing. I like that thing. Cool. If that makes any sense. But yeah, kind of just like stitch work. Wanted it to look a little bit eclectic and eclectic. A bit more zigzag for the cheap 3D. And it's not really following the rules with that 3D. There's only one piece with a 3D, but being graffiti, that's the nice thing. There's no rules. You just do whatever you think looks good. And if you like it and you're having a good time, success. Just keep doing it and it'll keep looking better naturally. And until you do make awesome letters, just study and watch and look and learn and see how other people express themselves through this. and it might give you some ideas of things to try out, stuff you haven't thought of before. And yeah, if you guys know anything that I'm not thinking of and telling you in the video, hit it up in the comments, mate. Let me know. I love sharing all the things that I've learned, because when I was younger, I craved for it. I just wanted to be able to ask people questions and learn things. So I said, if I'm going to end up in a position where I have things to teach, I need to do that, because it's going to encourage people to share stuff with me. And that's the best thing, you learn so much just by throwing it out there and trying to teach someone else something that you know. So if you've got something awesome that we all should learn, throw it in the comments. I'll hit you up. If it's a good idea, put it in the show. I'll give you recognition. But yeah, appreciate your time. Appreciate you all coming by and hanging out. It's always nice to share the stuff you love with good people around the world. This Y is a little bit, he's a bit between two Ys. He's like a Y that has this kind of head with that, but he's like shifted to one side. Yeah, I haven't done one like that before, but it's a thing because it's there. Let me know if you're digging it. Hit it up in the comments. And yeah, let me know if you're if there's anything that you want me to talk about, any ideas or stuff you want me to bring up in a video, just leave it in the comments. Let me know, and yeah, I'll work on getting that out. And here we're coming to the end. The Z, the Z, the Z. Yeah, a little bit more zigzaggy. And yeah, I think that's about it. Anyway, I appreciate you all stopping by, coming to check out the sketching and all of that stuff. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you want more, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. But until next time, peace.